All right, peace and blessings, everybody. Welcome back to another yoga practice. My name is Ben, and today we'll get started right into downward facing dog. In terms of props, you don't need anything, but I do have two blocks here with me. As you get into your downward facing dog, be a little bit animalistic. Maybe you bend the knees and then straighten the legs. Maybe you shift forward and back a little bit. Just find some energy into your legs. Find your breath. Build some energy. Build the fire a little bit. And then go ahead and lunge the right foot up to the top of the mat and drop the left knee down. If you have a block, this is optional, but you can put the block at an angle to press into the bottom of your left thigh. You can flip the top of your left foot down, arms to the sky. Arms are really your choice, but I've been loving this variation. Interlace the fingertips, bring the palms behind the head, and let the head get a little bit heavier into the palms. The block is there to make contact with something, right? To make contact with the ground, to give you context to then lift up and around with your upper body. Give yourself a few more breaths here. Bring your hands down to the ground. Place the block off to the side. Tuck the toes under, pull the hips back, straighten the legs, pyramid pose. From pyramid pose, bend into the right knee once again. Left fingertips down. Circle the right arm up to the sky. Find a twist. Look up, inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Circle the right arm around and then up into high crescent lunge, both arms up to the sky. Getting right into the lunge, right into the legs and right into the practice today. Bring your hands through heart center, lean forward, warrior three. Float left leg. Float the hands to your heart. You can keep the right foot, or right knee rather, in a crouch, or drive through the heel and try to straighten your right leg, your choice. Slowly step the left foot back, and then open the body into warrior two. So go for a soft landing with the left foot, gently roll your left heel down, and then open the arms, finding yourself in a strong warrior pose. Flip the palms up to help open the shoulders, help open the chest. Take an inhale. Take an exhale. Straighten the right leg, reach the right hand forward, Trikonasana, triangle pose. Maybe you keep your right hand floating today, trusting the strength of your legs. Take an inhale. Warrior two as you exhale. Reverse warrior as you inhale. Exhale, hands down to the mat. Step back to plank pose. From plank pose, take a slow lower into chaturanga, your yoga push-up position. We're here for three. Strong in the legs, we're here for two. On one, upward facing dog, strong in the thighs and the legs. Really point the toes back behind you. And then shift back, downward facing dog. As you get to your downward facing dog, take a deep bend into the knees to prepare. And then spring your left foot up to the top of the mat, come into a lunge, drop your right knee down. Optional use of the block under your right thigh. Arms sweep up to the sky, finding a mild back bend. Your choice of arms, if you're with me, interlace all of the fingers together, get the awkward thumb on top this time. Throw your elbows up to the sky, triceps face forward, and let the head get a little bit heavier into the palms. The legs are really strong. The legs are rooted into the floor. And then the upper body is lifting up and over. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Inhale. Exhale. Release fingertips down towards the ground. Remove the block from your leg if you had it there. Pyramid pose. Take a fold over your left leg. Try to stay long in the spine. And then bend into the left knee. Rise up. Strong in the legs. High crescent lunge. Breathe here. Amazing job, everybody. Amazing strength. Thanks for sticking with me. Bring the hands through heart center. Lean out. Warrior 3. Work your balance. Once again, you could stay in a crouching warrior, keeping a bend in your left knee, or drive through the floor with your heel. Straighten your leg, engage the quad muscles. And then slowly step back. As you slowly step back, we'll open the hips, rotating into a warrior 2 as the right heel finds the mat. Find your warrior-like energy. Sit in it for a moment. Breathe into it. Trikonasana. Extend left leg. Reach left arm. And then find the pose. Keep squeezing your thighs to create strong foundational legs into the posture. You're here for a couple moments. Let's inhale together. Exhale, warrior 2. Rise back up. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, hands lower down to the mat. Step back to plank pose. From plank pose, lower through chaturanga. Pull through upward facing dog. Roll back to downward facing dog. Take a bend into the knees to prepare. Lunge the right foot forward to the top of the mat. Reach the arms up to the sky. This time, hook thumbs. Hook the right thumb in front of the left and then open up. Press your left foot down into the floor. Take an inhale. Exhale, pyramid pose. Swing the arms back. Option to do this without hands. Of course, feel free to bring hands down if you want. Inhale, bend into the right knee. Rise up, high crescent lunge. Exhale, pull the hands to your heart and begin to lean forward. Inhale, drive forward into warrior 3. Stay here on the exhale. Drive to straighten your right leg. Inhale, rebend the left knee and step back, high crescent lunge. And then exhale, rotate the hips open. Find your warrior 2. Inhale, straighten through the right leg. Prepare for triangle pose. Exhale, find the full Trikonasana. Take an inhale here. Warrior 2 as we exhale. Reverse warrior as we inhale. Exhale, hands down to the mat. Step back to plank pose. Pause in plank pose. Take an inhale. Slow lower to chaturanga as we exhale. Upward facing dog. Pull the hips through. Lift the heart up on the inhale. Exhale, roll back and find your downward facing dog. Inhale, bend into the knees, look forward to prepare. Exhale, spring the left foot up to the top of the mat and drop the right knee down. Inhale, arms up to the sky, hook the left thumb in front of the right. And then take a moment to settle into the lunge. One more breath in. Exhale, release. Option to swing the arms back, pyramid pose with or without the arms to aid you. Inhale, high crescent lunge. Exhale, hands slide down to your hearts. Inhale, drive the energy forward. Find your warrior 3 position. Exhale, option to straighten through your standing left leg. Inhale, rebend the standing knees, soft landing for high crescent lunge. Stay facing forward. And now exhale, open the hips as we pivot the right heel down in space. Inhale, prepare for triangle pose. Extend left leg, reach left arm. Exhale, take your full Trikonasana posture. Take an inhale here. Warrior 2 as we exhale. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, hands to the mat, step back to plank pose and find your flow back toward downward facing dog. Take it slow. Take it with mindfulness. Take it in the ways that you need to take it. From down dog, inhale, bend the knees to prepare. Exhale, right foot lunges to the top of the mat. Drop the left knee, inhale, rise up. Anjaneyasana lunge. Exhale, pull the hips back, pyramid pose with or without the hands. Straighten the legs. Inhale, rebend the front knee, high crescent lunge, rise up. Exhale, hands to heart, begin to lean forward. Inhale, rise up into a warrior 3 position. Exhale, stay here, option to drive to straighten the right leg. Inhale, rebend the right knee and go for a soft landing, high crescent lunge. Exhale, warrior 2, pivot open with the hips. Inhale, prepare for triangle pose. Extend right leg, reach right hand forward. Exhale, find the full Trikonasana posture. Look up, take an inhale. Warrior two, take an exhale. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, hands down to the mat, step back and flow your way back to downward facing dog. Amazing work, everybody. As we get back to down dog, inhale, bend the knees to prepare. Exhale, step left foot up to the top of the mat, drop the right knee down. Inhale, hands sweep up to the sky, Anjaneyasana lunge. Exhale, pull hips back, straighten legs, pyramid pose. Inhale, bend into left knee, rise up, high crescent lunge. Exhale, hands to heart center, lean forward to prepare. Inhale, shift, lead with the heart as you come through for a warrior three. Exhale, option to drive to straighten your left leg. Inhale, rebend the left knee, soft landing back of the mat, high crescent lunge. Exhale, warrior two, pivot, open. Inhale, prepare for Trikonasana, extend and reach. Exhale, take Trikonasana. Just one inhale. Warrior two as we exhale. Reverse warrior as we inhale. Exhale, hands to the mat, step back and flow. We eventually meet back in downward facing dog. Last round. This time, inhale, the right leg lifts up to the sky, high crest, or the three-legged dog. Exhale, step the right foot up to the top of the mat and drop the left knee down. Inhale, reach up to the sky, Anjaneyasana lunge. Exhale, pull hips back, pyramid pose, fold. Inhale, high crescent lunge, rebend into the front right knee. Exhale, hands to heart, begin to lean forward. Inhale, shift forward, find your warrior three position. Stay here, exhale, option to straighten through your standing right leg. Inhale, high crescent lunge, go for a soft landing if you can with the left foot. Exhale, warrior two, pivot yourself open. Inhale, prepare for Trikonasana, reach and extend. Exhale, take your triangle pose. Pause here for an inhale. Warrior two, exhale. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, hands to the mat, step back, and you can flow back toward downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, last side, left leg to the sky, three-legged dog. Step left foot through, find the top of the mat, drop the right knee down. Inhale, arms sweep up to the sky, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, pull hips back, straighten through the legs, pyramid pose. Inhale, rise up to high crescent pose. Exhale, prepare, hands to heart center, lean forward. Inhale, shift forward, warrior three. Exhale, option to drive to straighten left leg. Inhale, soft landing as we return to our high crescent lunge. Exhale, pivot open, find strength, warrior two. Inhale, prepare for Trikonasana, reach and extend. Exhale, find your triangle pose. Take an inhale here. Warrior two as we exhale. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, hands to your mat. Step the left foot back, chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, step to the middle of your mat, malasana squat. Feet go wide, hips sit low. Toes pointing out into diagonal, and the knees are tracking over the toes. So knees and toes are facing same directions, out at an angle. Try to sit up tall with your spine. You can always feel free to plop a block underneath your seat, make it a little bit easier. You're welcome to rock side to side, find a little sense of exploration. Press to the feet, strong in the legs, rise up. Sometimes it feels good to do some hula hooping movements in the hips a couple times. Loosen up the energy a little bit. Stand onto your right foot. Lift left knee into the chest. Reach arms to the sky, inhale. Exhale, drop just the left arm. Dancer's pose. Inhale, find some expansion. Exhale, settle in. Inhale, expand. Exhale, settle in. Couple more breaths. Okay, don't release completely, but just come back to standing, come back to one-legged Tadasana with the left knee into the chest, and then twist. Extended hand to foot. So you have the option of kind of doing what I'm demoing of right hand to left foot, or you can just keep the left knee bent. Right? You can bend your knee as much as you need here. You can grab onto your knee if the foot feels far away. But the only goal we have here is to try to stand up tall. That's always my biggest intention. Try to stand up really nice and tall. Take an inhale. Slowly come out. Exhale. Take a moment with both your feet on the ground. Maybe you take some easy twists, side to side. And then let's try out our other side. So lift the right knee up into the chest. Arms up to the sky. Inhale. Exhale, drop just the right arm. Connect right hand to right foot. Inhale, start to expand. Exhale, settle in. Inhale, expand. Exhale, settle in. Couple more breaths. See how gently you can release. And we're just pulling the right knee back into the chest. And then we're twisting. Again, you choose if the right leg extends fully. You choose if you bind left hand to right foot or to the knee. Just try to sit up tall and find poise, find a confident stature. Let's inhale. Exhale. Begin to release. Take a moment just to stand. Maybe sigh out a couple breaths. And then from the middle of the mat, we'll move into what can be called the folding series. So from here, very simple, let's just enter a forward fold. From our forward fold, shift the weight forward toward the toes. And then go ahead and sit all the way down into a little toe stand. Use your hands or don't. I did use my hands on that one. And then we're in this little toe stand. See how gently you can kind of lean the shoulders back a little bit, balance challenge, and drop the knees down in front of you. Soft landing with the knees. Once the knees land, push forward through the pockets of your pants. Push forward through the front of the hip bones. Camel pose. Except instead of camel pose, we drive the hips forward and then take a little trust fall. I like to reach my hands forward and then just lean back, doesn't matter how far. And then rise back up. Sit butt to heels. Plop the knees up off the mat. Pluck the knees up, I should say. Drop the heels down. You can always use a blanket under your heels there. And then straighten the legs, forward fold. Shake it out a little bit. Halfway lift on your next inhale. Strive to find a flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, sit into a little toe stand. Exhale, softly drop knees. Inhale, drive the hips forward. Exhale, trust fall. Inhale, rise back up. Exhale, sit butt to heels. Inhale, pluck knees up. Exhale, drop heels down and forward fold. Inhale, take a halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. So we're just folding and unfolding. Inhale, sit into the toe squat. Exhale, drop the knees to the space in front of you. Inhale, drive hips forward. Exhale, trust fall, lean back. Inhale, rise back up. Exhale, sit back down. Inhale, pluck the knees up. Got it that time. Exhale, drop the heels forward, fold, drop the head down. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, toe stand. Exhale, gently drop knees to the space in front of you. Inhale, drive forward through the hips, engage through the glutes. Exhale, trust fall. Inhale, rise back up. Exhale, sit back down. Inhale, pluck knees up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, toe stand. Exhale, drop knees down to the space in front of you. Inhale, drive forward through the pockets of your pants. Exhale, trust fall back. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, sit down. Inhale, pluck knees up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, toe stand. Exhale, drop knees in front of you. Inhale, drive hips forward. Exhale, trust fall. Inhale, rise back up. Exhale, sit back down. Inhale, pluck knees up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, toe stand. Exhale, drop knees in front of you. Inhale, drive hips forward. Exhale, trust fall. Inhale, rise back up. Exhale, sit back down. Last one. Inhale, pluck knees up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward folds. Inhale to a toe stand. Exhale, drop the knees down in front of you. Inhale, drive forward through pockets of your pants. Exhale, lean back into a trust fall. All right, this time rise back up and then pause. Set yourself up for camel pose. So you get there the same way. We've been entering the trust fall through kind of this driving forward sensation through the pockets of your pants. Keep that, but maybe this time connect hands to heels and then drive hips forward, lift the spine up and over, and then breathe. Begin to sit up and release down. Sit back to your heels. Feel free to take a child's pose. Feel free to take a sip of water, or feel free to just take a couple neutralizing, soothing breaths. Let's move into a pigeon pose. Right leg forward, left leg back. I'm going to stay upright for a second, and then I'm going to take some oscillating pigeons. You're welcome to flow with me. Of course, if you just want to go ahead and fold into your sleeping pigeon pose, by all means, your practice, your choice. Otherwise, if you're taking some oscillations with me, feel free to begin. Your hands can be wherever. They could be on the mat, on your body, or floating. What matters is that you're using the energy of the hips as you wave the spine, wave the upper body up and down. I know these oscillations can be quite hard. Even they could feel kind of ridiculously hard, but I promise they get easier with time, and they're really healthy for the mobility of the hips, to build some strength instead of just doing passive stretches. And then, of course, we've earned the opportunity to just fold at some point and just enjoy it. We just have a few breaths. Begin to lift up. Sit to your right hip. Left leg comes around, seated tree pose. We'll set up for a little twist from here. So left hand cups over the right kneecap. And then lean over into a side body stretch. And you may kind of stop there. Some of you may reach all the way down to your foot. Maybe, maybe not. Doesn't just depend how flexible you are, it depends how long your legs are, it depends how long your arms are, how long your torso is, right? We all have different proportions, and our proportions determine what is most easily and readily available to us. So sometimes if you can't do a certain variation of the pose, it's not your fault. It's just the reality that you find yourself in. And so it's not any of our jobs to judge ourselves based on what we can or can't do on our mat. It's just our job to work with ourselves and learn how to fit ourselves. It's not about learning how to fit others or learning how to fit one way of doing things. How can I fit myself in the best way possible? The only way is through practice, through repetition, through exploration, through curiosity, and through trying things. Go ahead and release out of this. And what can feel good is keeping your legs in this position. Right hand plants out behind you. Drive through the right shin. Open up. And then we're just there for a moment, and then go ahead and come back down. Wrap yourself around into pigeon pose side number 2. So left leg forward, right leg back. Again, your preferred version of pigeon is available, but if you're with me, I'm going to stay upright and then move into these oscillations, using that as a way to build strength and to build awareness. So go ahead and begin those if you're wanting to flow through them with me. And then once again, once you've done that a number of times, go ahead and find the fold for a few breaths. And then go ahead and lift up. Sit to your left hip, bring your right leg around. Work into your Janu Shirshasana with a side stretch. Again, option to really turn enough to place right hand like a ball fitting into the mitt. The left kneecap fits into the right palm. And then you can open. Last couple breaths. Feel the sensation. Go ahead and sit up. For a moment, straighten the legs. Shake out the knees. And then prepare to lay on your back. You have the option, if you have blocks or a bolster, to move into supported fish pose, a supported back bend. But if you don't have props with you, you can also lay flat on the back, or you could take the active fish pose with your forearms on the ground. If you don't have yoga blocks, they're not too expensive. You don't need to get super fancy ones. And honestly, if you can't afford them, just comment on a video and hit me up. I'll cover your blocks. I think yoga is such a low investment activity, right? In that it doesn't require you to purchase anything besides a mat. But blocks can be helpful. And so if you need them but can't afford them, just make a comment. I got you. Deep breaths into the ribs. You can think of this as like shavasana, kind of, right? So all that's left to do is breathe. If you're not sure exactly where to put the blocks, for me it feels nice when one block is kind of right under my shoulder blades and the other one behind my head. I like using both blocks on the same setting, but some people like to adjust. Some people like their head to be higher or lower. A lot of this is personal preference based on what feels like it gives you more space, because the purpose of any backbend is to open the windows, metaphorically speaking, right? We want to open the windows so that the air can flow freely. We want to bring the lungs forward so that it's a little bit easier to expand and contract. If you happen to be looking at the screen, you'll see me like shift around a lot, right? Anytime I'm in fish pose, I like to shift, whether it's moving my arms around or just slightly shifting the positioning of the shoulder block. So that's why I'm moving around. It's kind of like embracing a sense of curiosity and exploration. And because for me, it feels very intense. So I'm exploring sensation. And I'm using the block almost as a myofascial release block, right? I'm letting the hard edges of the block kind of push into my shoulders and push into the backs of my ribs and see where I can find a bit of therapeutic release. If you're in the fish pose, when you're ready, go ahead and remove the blocks and lay flat on your back. And this is where you can join everyone else who didn't have blocks or who didn't take fish. You're welcome to place one hand on the heart, hand on the belly, and then kind of just breathe into your hands. My friends, this is where I will leave you today to either enjoy the rest of your shavasana for maybe another few minutes, or to proceed into meditation, or to finish your physical practice with whatever else that you would like to add into your routine. I thank you so much for joining me for another practice. It's always a blessing to share space. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day, and I hope to see you again soon on the mat. Until next time, peace.